Good morning and welcome to the Watching Humans podcast. This is going to be the final episode in the theme about stewards of the land, or at least I hope it will be. It certainly should be. Although that theme is going to keep coming up, stewards of the land. It's kind of interwoven into a lot of things. And, on these drives that I do through California where both sides of the highway are just absolute graveyards of where habitat once stood and have been replaced by agriculture, mostly grazing, which basically means it's down to next to nothing, or it's 100% European invasive fire fuel. I started thinking about the word organic and how important that is in marketing. And I started thinking about when some of the ranchers in Point Reyes made the switch to organic. And I was reading about some of it, specifically the Mendoza Ranch, and of course there were others. And it was because it was in demand. They had to respond to customer demand. Organic really swept the nation for a while. And whether you believe it actually means something or not, maybe in some cases it does, maybe in other cases it doesn't. I'm a little pessimistic about it myself at this stage. Really, my question is, what do you fundamentally think that organic means? You don't have to know the exact definition, but would we all agree that on some level organic was meant to indicate that it's a better product, that it's a healthier product, that it was produced in some better way, a more earth-friendly way, or maybe friendlier to the animals, or, not using certain pesticides, not using certain hormones, not doing this and not doing that. And you can see in the store, you see the price difference between the organic produce section and the non-organic produce section. But if it's a better product that was produced in a more responsible, more healthy, planet-friendly way, why on earth weren't the stewards of the land already doing it that way? Did they not know better? Because that argument doesn't hold up, because you'll always hear them claim that they know best. Because my daddy did it this way, and his daddy did it that way, and his daddy did it that way, and we got all these generations of knowledge. Okay, so you did know better, is what that argument really is saying. You knew better and weren't doing it. Why? Profits? Cost margins? So you're carrying the title of steward of the land while not being the best steward that you can be. And you had to get pressured into adopting best practices because the organic market pressured you into that position. Please, someone, send me a counter argument. Put it in the comments. I'm starting to take calls. What is the argument that explains why people because those of you who are pro ranchers in Marin County, I guarantee you that you were calling these people stewards of the land from the very beginning. There wasn't a period of time where you suddenly switched on and said, oh, they've changed their practices. Now I'll think of them as stewards of the land. Nope. They've always carried that title. Always. All you have to do is say that you work the land for a living and you're a steward. Don't tell me that you didn't already give them that title of steward of the land and all the praise that comes with it from the very beginning, because you did. So why did they have to be pressured by fluctuations in the marketplace to do things better? And if any of you listened to my interview about the abused Mendoza Ranch ranch hand, allow myself to introduce myself. A little awkward moment there. So he's talking about how the cattle had fevers and how they were always giving them medicine and how there was mastitis and always checking the teats for all of the crusty cheese on the tits. And look, no doubt it was probably even worse back then. But have you seen any of my footage from now? From now? Have you seen those udders? Like the udders on some of those cows, it's a third of their body. Like that's messed up. Like they're like udders with four legs waddling the udder around. It's effed up. I mean, you don't call it factory farming, but you've turned the cow into less than a living creature. It's a big old sack of milk on legs that you just harvest from constantly. That's horrifying, while stealing the babies from it. Sorry, I'm getting going down the compassion route. That's not the point. The point is the condition of the cattle. All of them, the udders are caked in mud and feces. Caked in mud and feces. Maybe that has something to do with the fact that they're too fucking big and nearly touching the ground, or the fact that the fields are nothing but dirt and manure. So wherever they lay down, they're going to be laying down in dirt, mud, and manure. The wonderful life of these free-ranging cattle. Get out of here. How about that footage I have of the ones at El Ranch, McClelland? God damn, that woman is a piece of work. And by the way, that is also Mendoza family. And the diarrhea is shooting out the ass and just running all over the engorged vagina of this poor cow. Ladies at home, it doesn't have to be ladies, but you in particular must be a little sensitive to this idea of having like a minute's worth of diarrhea just running over an open, engorged vaginal opening. Don't tell me that doesn't raise health concerns. So that's now. What the hell was it before it became organic? And they were stewards of the land the entire time. It doesn't matter what they do. You're going to call them stewards of the land. And that's really what this is about. If you don't want change, if you don't want to be awakened to something that is conflicting to what you're currently comfortable with, you're not going to hear it and you're not going to see it, and you're just going to yell ignorant Trumpy shit louder than ever. And that's it. I'm cutting it off there. I'm keeping it short like I said I was going to. I hope you'll be listening next Monday.